that's not snitching.
What is that?
That's saving your life. That's saving your life and somebody else's life. See, they might be cool with it here and there, but you might get somebody else that might use and go off the deep end. You might get somebody to go use an OD. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I used to watch, I was watching the news, and they was talking about the shooting, and I noticed most of the time you see black people in urban area talk about shooting. I ain't seen shit. I ain't seen nothing. Now, the white guys was downtown, they was like this. Yeah, so on that corner right there. I was like, oh. But guess what? When they start shooting other people, then you're going to start seeing curfews, police arresting people, kicking down crack house doors, because the standard is no longer acceptable. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell you this. If you see some ill repute stuff going on, save your life. Because those people obviously don't care about you or your family.
All right, number one, y'all, powerlessness will result in what? Power. Wow. Number two, humility will result in honor. Who remember Rocky? Any Rocky fans in here? No. Yeah. Rocky 1, Rocky was what? Humble. Yeah. Rocky 2, humble. Rocky 3, arrogant. Mr. T was what? Hungry.
He was beating up trees. I seen that commercial. I said, oh, Jesus, Rocky done bit too much off now.
And look, and see, Rocky had to lose to what? To get humble. Because he was arrogant. He was on top of the world, he thought. And when Mick died, that was my man right there. And he lied to Mick. He said, did we win? He said, did we win? Laying on his back, about to die. And he said, yo, we did it. 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 And he lied. And Mick died. And I got real emotional. And Rocky was never the same. Women see what men refuse to see.
You say that again.
Women see what men refuse to see. And he couldn't train, he couldn't swim, and then his wife said, why you bring us out here? He said, I don't want to lose what I got. I said, you gonna get everything we got, we can get it again. What's the real reason that, you in a goddamn trance? He said, I'm afraid. For the first time in my life, I'm afraid. All right? You want me to sing? You want to break me down? The first time, I'm afraid. And for him to get honest and get humble and expose how he was internally feeling, gave him the what? The energy to start swimming, to start moving, to start dancing, to get it back in that ring and get the eye of the tiger back in his eyes. And when he fought Mr. T the second time, he beat his ass with no problem. A lot of us, we get humble. We rise to the occasion, we get arrogant, we forgot how to be humble, and we get our ass knocked down just to come back up correctly. Every level, there's a devil. Right. Every level, there's a devil. So whatever I get, I give God the glory. Right. I stay humble. I stay humble. Everybody hear that? Yeah. Every great leader is a great what? Follower. Every teacher, good teacher, is a good student. So I stay open-minded, we stay teachable. How about number 3? Forgiveness will result in freedom. Forgiveness will result in what? Freedom.
What do we forgive?
Ourselves. Is that easy?
No. Look at the very word. It say freedom. Free mind. You understand what I'm saying? You need to free your mind. Why? Because if you don't forgive yourself, if you don't think that you deserve recovery, most likely you'll punish yourself.
Hey, look, check this out right here, y'all. For everybody who hurt us, right? God showed me this. You got to know the knowledge of the person who hurt us. Everybody hear that? Yeah. If you manage your father, how was your father raised? How was your father affected? How was his childhood? How was his relationship with your grandfather or your grandma? Was he the black sheep of the family? His siblings? Was it death? Did he leave? He didn't come back. Did he break promises? Know the knowledge of the person who what? Hurt us. And hurt people. And when you know the knowledge of the person who hurt you, then it's easy to accept the fact that what? They did something to what? To violate, to hurt us. And when what? Knowledge, acceptance, then we have what? Forgiveness. It's a process. Everybody hear that? Yeah. Real important, y'all. Some people are holding grudges right now over people that's dead. Who here mad at somebody who's no longer here? We got hands. We got hands. Hey, let me ask you this. Is it stopping you from getting to the next level of your life? Huh? Yep. Come on, who want to speak about that? See hands on the back of the wall. Come on, let's go. Who want to talk about that?
Who want to get free?
What was the question?
Still mad. Still mad at somebody who's what? Deceased. They no longer here breathing, but you still got resentments. And it's hard for you to forgive them.
I still hold resentments towards my dad. He was both my parents were active users. You know what I'm saying? And he was an abusive dude. The last time I talked to him on the phone, I hadn't seen him for like 4 or 5 years, and I told him that he could pretty much go fuck himself. And then he was hit by a car like maybe 2 months later. I hold resentment towards me for talking to him that way, and I hold resentment towards him for the way that me and my sister were raised. You know what I'm saying? And I still hold on to that shit.
Okay. All right. Okay. How much time y'all clean, brother?
19 days.
Give it to him. God bless.
You had your hand up too, mama?
Thank you for sharing that, bro.
Back there? You had your hand up? Who else had their hand up? Nobody?
Come on. What's your name?
I'm Megan Haddock.
All right.
I have resentment from this one girl. We were in rehab together, actually, and she had nothing, especially money, and she stole my money. And she just like would laugh about it with her friends, and then tell me, no, I didn't. And she got out of rehab like 2 days later, and she overdosed with the money that she stole from me.
Anybody hear that?
Yeah.
Did she die?
Yeah.
Oh,
did
they
she-
they don't die.
Did she-
Sometimes they don't see that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, but she died.
I
Okay.
was still pissed off at her because I got kicked out for whatever, confronting her. And so I didn't even know she died. And so I'm sitting there like, we were from the same city, and I was like, oh, when this bitch gets back, I'm gonna see her on the street. But no, she died.
My condolences. How much time you clean, sis?
7 days.
Hey, a week. God bless.
Hey, I would say this.
Yes.
I would say this. That's definitely one thing. But what he mentioned is like some what they call ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. These are the things that's like, you know, on the earth they have something what they call the tectonic plates. Everything on earth sits on tectonic plates. When these plates are shifted or moved, that's where you get earthquakes. So we have tectonic plates in ourselves, and when these things shift and so forth, we have relapses. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can go surface all you want, but until you go deep and deal with those tectonic issues that's deep inside you, you're always going to be at risk for relapsing because you haven't fortified your spirit. I'm for real. This is what happens. You know, in order to get clean, you got to get dirty. You got to talk about them things that you're supposed to take to your grave. Give you an example. A meeting back in the day called 16th and Girard. And, yeah. So it's like real crowded. Wall to wall. People used to fight over the literature. That's how hungry it was. Most of the time, people went up there. I'm going to tell you, most of the people that spoke on a regular basis, some of them are preachers, doctors, and recoveries took them to the next level. But very good meeting. And you would walk up the steps. It was like electricity when you go to the meeting. So it was real big. It was about 200 people in there. Really could only hit 100 people in there. So the guy was sharing at the table, and he said he had to suck a penis in order to keep on getting high. And I was like, wait a minute, what meeting is this? I was like, I'm in the wrong. Them fun want to hug me, give me a cigarette. Wait a minute, hold up. But I didn't realize you have to be uncomfortable in order for the process to happen. You have to start talking about that stuff that got dust inside what's going on with you to have formed. Things like that has formed your personality, has formed your self-esteem. You have to challenge these things. You have to challenge those things. Hopefully we'll get into it later on about thinking errors. But sometimes that trauma makes us think wrong. We will think wrong so long we will think it's right. That's why I was like, you know, recovery is all 2 left feet and all that kind of stuff, you know? You ever see somebody move on? Somebody always want to eat all the food. Right? They eat, yes, oh, wait a minute, you'll get some later. I want some now. Guess what? A lot of them have suffered from not having food, a lack of food. So that's a trauma that he thinks he's never going to get what he needs. So imagine how it happens to us when we've been molested, raped, and all that kind of stuff. That has affected our personality. And those thoughts have to be challenged.
And there was a guy from Turkey who shot the Pope. And when the Pope started to get better, he went to go visit him in prison. And he forgave him. Forgiveness will result in what? Freedom. Martin Luther King. I didn't know he wrote a book. But he was in New York. and signing signing books. And it was a sick, demented woman in line with a 7-inch envelope. Yeah, and stabbed him right in his chest. And he wound up going to the hospital. And they said if he would have sneezed, he would have died. And he would have never made it to Memphis. But when King got better, he forgave her. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is real important. To get free, we got to what? Forgive. How about listening will result in what? Learning. Listening will result in learning. How about the person who here never talk? Can they do their body language talk?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You know the people that always talking, when they talk, we listening. When we start to talk, they walk. You know people like that? What you got to say is very important. So I'm going to listen. But when I want to talk, you walking. You know people like that? That's straight disrespectful, ain't it? Somebody here sharing and everybody talking. Or getting up and walking. A lack of what? Listening. Who saw 28 Days? Sandra Bullock. Remember the cat in there was real arrogant, knew everything, self-righteous, self-absorbing, self-sufficient, and got drunk, came back with a black eye, had to get back in line and humble himself to what? Recover. Listening will result in what? Learning. How many men in here, you listen to your penis?
Let's go over there. I see a very good conversation.
And ladies, it's hard to listen to you if I'm listening to who? Yeah, everybody hear that? So I don't care about your full step. I want some cookies. I don't care how many kids you got. I just want some cookies. I don't care if you take psych meds. I just want some cookies. I don't care if you shot Douglas. Listen, I just want the cookies, all right? Don't give a damn. Listen, where you came from, who beat you up, your trauma, your past, just give me some cookies. And listen, hey, you got some people that would just listen, what? For our pain to manipulate us later. You know people like that? That's why some people can't really share. Because listen, everything is for the floor. And look, I was violated when I was young. And the only way for me to say that, I had to hear another man say it. And a man from Stop and Surrender, 26 and Huntington, North Philadelphia, in the heart of North Philadelphia. He said for him to keep smoking coke, a man wanted him to put on a dress, he did it. Panties and bras, he did it. Wig, he wore it. Earrings, had them on. Lipstick, wore that.
Victoria's Secret?
High heels, had it on. Listen, had a bag, had a purse. Because he was sick. And a guy who wanted to see him that way was sick also. And he shared that Friday night, the Boom Boom Room. We had to have dances. And he shared that and everybody was there. And I could not believe my ears. What I was listening to. A man who talked honest about the disease of addiction and the sickness he had to what? Subject himself to, because he was what? Trapped in active addiction.
Trapped in the closet.
One girl said, listen. She said, listen. She said, I'm Italian. And my father was old school. And she had sex with a black man. And she was pregnant by the black man. And the father found out about the black man. And he hit her in the stomach. Killed the baby. And she tried to have children like a couple of times after that. It was no success. But eventually she was able to have babies a little bit later. Listening. When y'all talk, listen. We listening. Because I need help too. So we gotta listen. Right. So when people are talking, shut up and listen. And then when we start to what? Start learning. Yeah. How about honesty will result in what? Trust. Who working on being honest? Honest. Who still want to get high? How about the football game on Sundays? Who drinking here? Where the drinks at? Who drink? Who drink? You think who go through something when you see the Super Bowl, when you see Sundays, when you see the games?
This Bud's for you.
Do anybody go through anything?
The water dripping down the can.
Anybody?
I don't watch it.
You don't watch it? He got one commercial when they hit the cat and they hair blow back. But I'm saying I can imagine. Can you imagine they had dope commercials? Dope was legal.
More. More news at
Lord have mercy. Listen, so we have sympathy for the people who drink in here, for real.
a lot of pressure, a lot of
For
pressure.
people who really drink. You know what I'm saying? Yo, honesty will result in what? Trust. Honesty results in trust. Who here scared? Who nervous? Who don't want to be here? All right. Who gotta be here? Good. Who thank God that you're here? Woo. Very good. All right. Very good. All right. Who want to have a beautiful Christmas this year? Woo. I know that's right. All right. How about Kwanzaa? Honesty results in what? Trust. Hey, who got associates that they always try to offer us drugs? Who got family members like that?
Not me.
Yes. What we gonna do about them?
Wait.
Alright, very good. Very good. Hey, how about when the disease of addiction start talking to us? What do we do?
Pray.
Call somebody.
Call somebody. Very good. What's your name, mama?
Jasmine.
How much time you got clean?
15 days.
Hey, all right, God bless. Honesty will result in what? Trust. How about faith? Will result in what? Hope. Who got faith your life will get better? Faith without works is what? Dead. Information with no application equals verbal masturbation. Information plus application equals internal transformation. Get the information, apply the information to watch your life take flights. Everybody hear that? Yeah. But information with no application, you become a mannequin in a store called recovery. Looking good, but ain't living good. All right? Faith. Got to put work in. Who had faith in scratch-offs? Who had faith in that lawyer? Anybody had faith in that lawyer? How many guys had it?
They take you up there and just a plea bargain. You got a plea bargain. You know what I mean? Got you $10,000?
Yeah. Hey, how many men faith was in that woman? Who faith was in a woman? Yes. Some guys had put their faith, all their faith in a woman. How many ladies put all their faith in what? In a man. Yeah. Hey, who faith was in their higher power today? Very good. Very good. Very good. Rob, next one, Rob. Surrender will result in what? Victory. Surrender will result in victory. What are they talking about?
They say surrender quietly or die violently.
Say that again.
Surrender quietly or die violently.
Yes. Yes. What that mean?
You find yourself in the wrong place with the wrong people. Getting caught up in the wrong things. Yeah.
Surrender quietly or die violently.
I give you an example. I opened up one of the first crack houses in Germantown. Y'all didn't get that. Anyway, I did the joint. I made a deal with certain people. These people used to say, get down or lay down. I can't mention their names, but some people might know. So they say, get down or lay down. These other people is neighborhood people. So I'm talking to these people. They really want to move fast because they organized. I'm talking to these people. They stalling and all that. So I go get the house, get the boys, and then the neighborhood come. Oh, no, these boys can't come around here, da-da-da. So I had to get the message to get down boys. I had to tell them, we can't rock and roll. They took the news kind of good. I said, this was cool. I thought they'd have shot me or something. So long story short, I told the boy, I said, listen, if such and such come, don't open the door. And I was getting high, I was in another room. First thing he did, he opened the door. Boy come in with a shotgun. I was like, damn, this is bullshit. He all the way back there. You can't run, dodge, can't do none of that Bruce Willis shit. All that's TV. Okay? So when somebody got a shotgun, it's over. So I'm sitting there, my whole life had flashed between my, for my eyes, because this is what happens. I don't know about y'all, but those situations, I get real spiritual. I start calling on Jesus and all that. Oh, Jesus, So, long story short, he shot, but I didn't get shot. He shot at me, I didn't get shot. I think that was a spiritual awakening or something like that. I should have got off the road right then. But I'm thinking, yeah, he knew if he'd have shot me, it'd have been consequences and repercussions. That's how fast that you go from being humble, you know what I mean, to being humiliated. I'm all, he wouldn't have did that to me. Not understanding that was God all along. So I want you to understand something. Try to stay in God's grace. Stay on the road. You have to stay in position to receive your mission. If you over this way, you over here, you ain't gonna receive what God has for you. Stay on this right here. He ain't bring you this far to say sight.
Who gotta have the last word on everything?
Nope.
Go ahead.
Tell the doctor how much milligrams I need. Doctor, my last hospital I had more than this.
Who here always right? Who here always right? Even when you're wrong, you're right.
Could have been right. That's Missy's right, man.
They won't surrender. Hey, who gonna make somebody believe what you believe? It ain't like that. Who got control issues?
Blind follow.
Control issues.
I'll make you love me. I'm gonna make you love me.
Surrender.
You ever hear that before?
Surrender. Hey, who in here trying to make your mother appreciate you? Ever hear that? Nothing we do is what?
Good enough.
Everybody know what I'm talking about? And sometimes we gotta what? Surrender. And let God what? Have them. That's right. Take control. Surrender will result in what? Victory. How about this one? Restitution will result in what? Closure. Who owe people money?
Yes.
Anybody want to talk about that?
Who owe Ray? Who owe Ray?
You owe the courts?
I owe the courts too.
Okay, all right. How much time you clean, brother?
A little bit over 4.5 months.
Give it all.
Right.
All right, all blessed. Restitution. Who else owe somebody what? Come on, we listening.
I owe my drug dealer and a little, like 5 friends.
Yo, your drug dealer
Maybe
what?
and 5 friends.
All right, 5 friends.
Not
Okay.
a stack, because last time I owed a stack, he did not like that.
Okay.
But I owe like 300.
Okay. You think they're gonna just give you a pass on that?
Yeah, he's gonna still go to the
Nah, I don't know about that. They probably give you a pass, sis.
I don't know, the score got the
Oh yeah? How much time you got clean?
23 days.
Give it to her. My man right here. I saw your hand.
Yeah, I owe money to a lot of people. I just sent them a collection of $5,000. I just got the letter today before I came here.
Okay. You gonna pay him back? Okay. How much time you got clean?
Make a payment plan.
Huh?
19 days.
19 days. I do not like traffic court. Everybody, I don't like traffic court. Who get tickets on their cars?
They don't want to hear nothing. Where's the money?
Hey, who remember when parking meters, 1/4 would get you an hour?
Yeah, man.
You remember those days? Yeah. Them days gone. Yeah, they gone. Restitution result in what? Closure. All right. Hey, let me how about this? Who made amends and they still didn't accept your amends? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody want to talk about that? You say you were sorry, but they wasn't trying to hear it.
Yeah.
You brought the microwave back, the TV back, but they ain't trying to hear it. Anybody hear that?
Bribing with money though.
Say that again?
Bribing with money though.
Okay. You bribe with money?
Yeah.
Did that work?
Yes.
How much time you got clean?
A year and 20 days.
Yeah, 20 days. All right. Right. Purpose will result in what? Your passion. Who know their purpose? Real important. Who know their purpose? What's yours?
I ain't expecting this. My purpose is change.
The change. Is that easy?
So let go and let God.
Very good. Very good. Very good, sis. Very good. Who else know their purpose? That's important. What's yours?
My purpose is to be a good father and a good husband.
Good father, good husband. How much time you got clean?
I got it the 23rd, so about a week.
About a week. Talk, y'all. Who else? Who know their purpose? Find your purpose and find your passion.
We tell you this. If whatever you probably do for free, without complaining, most likely that's something in your line of purpose. Like helping kids, feeding people, stuff like that. These things is very important because it has to give us not just a sense of purpose, but a mission in life. See, because if you don't have nothing you're willing to die for, they say you're not living at all.
Right.
Brother man had his hand up. Come on.
Helping other people.
Helping other people.
There you go.
Who saw the movie Joy with Robert De Niro? You might see the movie Joy. That's the lady who invented mops. You didn't have to use your hand. And she cut what her fingers on the deck. They was on a boat, and she was mopping up the champagne. And when she wringed out the mop, she cut her fingers. And then her and her daughter got together and started making some manuscripts on a mop that they can make without what? Touching the mop. Joy. For those who didn't see it, I ain't gonna give you the whole thing, but it's a beautiful movie. Talk about what? Purpose, right? then what happened was she got serious with it. She created it. She drew it. And listen, and she made it. And then she tried to sell it. What's that store? What's that TV show that you sell stuff on TV? KFC. Right. QVC. Right. And right. And listen. And the guy who was what? Advertising the mop. He did a poor job. And she wound up selling no mops. And she went back to the director. And she said, "Listen, let me do it." And he gave her a chance. And she came back. And guess what? And friends are so important. And she said, "Joy, say something, Joy." The cameras was rolling, and she was scared. And she had a mop in her hand. Said, "Joy, say something." He said, "Oh my goodness, Joy, say, go to her. We gotta call her." And the caller was what? Her girlfriend. And she said, "I like that mop. How much is it?" And that broke the ice. And then she got what? Comfortable. Then she started what? Talking. Then she started what? Putting chocolate syrup on the ground, and she started to mop it. And then the sales started spinning. And then she said, "Oh, look at what we had to do. We can take it off and put it, and we can wash it. It comes off, and we can wash it." And the numbers just started moving and moving and moving until it got 50,000 mops. The movie Joy. And her grandmother stayed alive long enough to see her what? Be successful. And when she made it, she died. The movie Joy. Find your purpose, you find your passion, and you'll never work again. What we do, I love it. If I didn't love what I do, I would have never been here tonight driving an hour at night to get up here in that little gray bug out there. Yo, that's love. We coming all the way up here in love. I got whiplash the day before Thanksgiving. Somebody hit me right on 61st and what? Market Street. Boom. Now they listen, and then I gotta go get checked out and all of that. But listen, and then they knock the muffler loose, and then it's all noisy and all that. But yo, just driving up here, making all that noise. Purpose, love y'all, love me, love Rob, love what I do. When you find your purpose, you find your passion, and you never work again. That's why when you in here, pray for it. Some of us are what? Professional athletes who didn't make it. Help the kids. Help the kids. They got a school in the Northeast called what? Bridgeway. It's a school for those who drink alcohol and use drugs. And they got 5 students. Teenagers. If anybody in here want to be an advocate, want to be a counselor, it's called Bridgeway in the Northeast. And they got 5 students. And the numbers going to start rolling up and all of that. Find your purpose, you find your passion, and you never work again. That's good. And watch out for spiritual abortionists.
What's that?
Let me say that again. Spiritual abortionists. They the ones that what? Breathe death. Talk death. Live in death. And it's hard to what? Live when you're around what? Death.
Dream killers.
Vultures never show up till something dies on the earth. When you got vultures in your life, something is dead. Either in you or around you. Wow.
Let's give you an example. When you running around people like that, they like call it dream killers. You might say, "Listen, I want to go to college. I want to go to college." "Oh, we don't go to college around here. Nobody else went to college. I want to get my own house. Oh, we gonna stay in PHA. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay in the projects all my life." Every time you come up with something positive, they come up with something negative. You have to steer clear of those type of people. Right. Because once again, what's more important, money or ideals?
Ideas.
Who said the ideals? Why? Why you say ideals? There you go. Every time you study successful people, you'll find that a lot of them ran into a successful idea. That boy Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. He didn't finish college. He ran into his joint while he was in college. He dropped out because he ran into his purpose. See, that's why it's very important. Once you find that purpose, most successful businesses started out of garages. If you anybody ever know the history of what's this? Apple computer? Out of the garage. RHD in Philadelphia, out of the garage. So when you're talking to people that's high self-esteem people, motivated people, when you come to them with an idea, you say, "Listen, I want to go to the moon." You say, "Well, let me help. Well, how can I help you? What type of rocket you want?" Now you're talking to the dream killer. You understand what I'm saying? They always cutting you off at your knees because they don't. Not only they don't believe in themselves, they don't believe in you.
Arthur Blank and Bernie Marcus sat down over a cup of coffee and came up with Home Depot. They both got fired from Handy Dandy Repair Store. Didn't go crazy, didn't blow their brains out. Got with investors, smart individuals, got together, sat down over a cup of coffee and came up with Home deposed.
Arthur Blank.
Arthur Blank and Bernie Marcus.
And he owns the what? The
Atlanta
Atlanta Falcons.
1979, their first store opened up. 1984, these cats on Wall Street. 1996, billionaires. Find your purpose, you find your passion, you never work again. Really important.
You
How
won't
about
chase, they said you won't chase a check. A check will chase you.
That's right. Hey, confession will result in what? Closure. Who here got to confess something? Anybody got to confess anything?
Take it off your shoulders.
Anybody, any Catholics in here?
Hail Marys and what? And 3 something such?
Confession. Hey, who saw Sleepers? Sleepers was good. It was good. And then for a grown man to talk about how he was what? Molested and violated. And tears coming down his eyes. But he had to what? Confess. And Brad Pitt and them, they got together, man, they worked it. And my man Dustin Hoffman got together and got them boys off. And they walked in, the rest of us said, ain't that him? And they shot Kevin Bacon. They put Kevin Bacon's ass on fire. Because they took advantage of them when they were little boys. When they got older, they got with him. Confession. Godfather. Any Godfather fans in here? Love the Godfather. Love the Godfather. Yo, what's on? Michael Corleone killed what? Fredo and what? Godfather 2. He confessed in Godfather what? 3. To the priest. That he took what? He took his father's what? Child. All because he felt he was betrayed. He was betrayed. But Fredo didn't know no better. We got to confess, y'all. To get rid of what? To have closure.
Never take somebody else's side against the family.
Last one, y'all. Last one. Giving will result in what? Receiving. To give to what? Receive. Anybody believe that?
Yeah.
God is a God of mathematics. All right. How many hoarders in here? Who's seen that show Hoarders? Anybody see Hoarders? That lady didn't know she had a cat in the house. And one show, this lady said, listen, I sleep right here. Right here was her little bedroom right here. And all this what? Madness. Hoarders. Can't throw nothing what? Away. Let it go. They say what? Give. Who here? Hands tight. Anybody like that? Who greedy? I mean, who's stingy and greedy and selfish? Anybody like that in here? All right. Hey, let me ask you this. Who gave before and you got mad when you wasn't giving anything back to you? Did it make you want to stop giving?
Yeah.
Come on. What's your name? I'm sorry. Don't answer that. All right, yeah, we're going to do that. Come on, what happened?
When I came home, I had a few $100, and I gave everybody, my family, my niece, my cousin, present. I spent close to $1,500, and I only got 3 presents back.
That's it?
No, then next year, I tried to do it better, and it didn't work. I only got 2 presents, and I said, fuck everybody.
Should have gave out Christmas cards.
No Christmas.
Christmas cards and some banana bread.
T.D. Jakes said something powerful. T.D. Jakes said that's how they treat us when we stay, but they cuss us when we leave. Because when we stay, they treat us like crazy. When we leave, listen, we can't win. How much time you got clean?
16 days.
Give it to all. Hey, look, check it out. And I know them cigarettes might be calling.
Some cigarettes is calling.
Yeah.
But look, we trying to be long distance. They got, what the hell is going on here?
Turn the other side.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay. Sabotage us. Let's go right here. All right, let's go right here.